This is a calisthenics yoga flow. So this is something that you can do at home. It's going to be around 15 minutes. It's going to work nice and functionally to build good full body strength and get you moving. So when you're ready, meet me in a downward facing dog position. We're going to start with a little bit of a down dog warm up here. So we're going to start in our downward facing dog. Have your feet roughly the mat width apart, and we're going to bend the knees so the knees touch the ground, and then we're going to push the hips back up, and then from there we're going to grab our right foot with our left hand, stretching through that right arm, gripping the mat with the fingers, little pulses, shift forward, come into your high plank, and then pop back and grab the outside of your left foot with your right hand. And again, just gently gripping the mat with your left hand. Place the right hand back down, knees to the ground, push them back up, and then left hand, right foot. Just stretching through the body, shift forward, plank pose, roll back, just waking up and moving in a nice functional natural pattern. Roll forward, downward facing dog, drop the knees, last one on each side, left hand, right foot, pushing away from your ground with the right arm, come forward into your plank, and then roll back and grab the outside of the left foot with your right hand. You may want to walk the hands back, give the wrists a little bit of a shake out, just open them up, whatever you need to do, and then from there we're just going to walk forward into our downward facing dog. Bring the feet back into a more shoulder width apart position, spin the eyes of the elbows forward, push the ground away so it's sort of tearing the mat apart, and then from there we're going to raise that right leg up to the sky, and then we're going to bend that knee and roll it forward, and we're going to still keep in the protraction and push into the ground. You're going to bring that right knee to your right tricep, right wrist, and then you're going to bring it up into the tricep, doming the upper back, bringing that navel to the spine, and then you're going to lower it down. So there's 1, up, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're going to spin onto the inside of the foot, keep pushing into the ground, and then you're going to spin round so you're now facing the long ways of your mat, and you're going to extend that right leg through and place it down to the ground so you're coming into starfish pose. So you can have your hand up to the sky or over your head or out wide, wherever you need for stability, and then you're going to pivot onto the heels and lower the hips down, and then roll to the outer edge and the inside edge of your feet, and push back up. So there's 1, and I like to call these starfish push-ups. There's 2, 3, so really working into our obliques here. 4, and last one, lower down and push back up. 5. From there you're going to extend your left hand forward, make sure that right hand's pushing into the ground nicely and your shoulders not collapsing. You're going to come onto the toes of that back foot, and then you're going to shift forward and then lift that left leg up, bring the knee into the chest, and step that left foot inside next to the right hand, and then from there you're just going to lower that right knee down to the ground. So you're now in a curtsy position, and then from there you're going to rise up, extend that right leg away, so you've risen up into your half moon position, extending that right leg. You're going to bend into that front knee, place the right leg down, shift to the back of the mat, take a side lateral squat or skandasana, straighten out through that back leg, bend into the left leg, pop up into your half moon, and then place that right foot outside the left foot, right knee outside left foot for a curtsy squat, and then pop back up into your half moon. Now your hand can be off the ground or on the ground, whatever you need for balance, and then pop down into your skandasana, push back up, roll forward. Here we are in half moon, and then right knee outside left foot. So we're really working into our adductors here, working that outer glute on the left side. Open up, bend into that left knee, place the right foot down, straighten that left leg, and lower down. Try to move a little bit more with the breath. Come up, keep your balance. Half moon, place outside, pop back up, extend away, lower down into that Skandasana. That's 4, half moon, lower into that curtsy squat, rise back up. It's a nice tricky balance challenge, but you are building strength and coordination, which is great fun. Lower down into that side squat, pop back up. Now I'm going to spin to face you. You're now in a wide-legged position, and then from there you're going to try to keep a flat back, and we're just going to lower down halfway. And then from that halfway you can have your arms up overhead or out to the side, and you want to squeeze the glutes, squeeze the thighs, and rise up. So you're creating lower back strength and activating your glutes. So we're going to lower down for 2, arms overhead, make it a little bit more challenging. 3, halfway, 4, and 5. Now I'm going to face back where I was, and we're going to pivot the left foot to face forward, pivot the right foot to face forward, and we're just going to take a real nice slow low lunge all the way down onto that knee. Right knee touches the ground, and then from here we're going to shift the weight back, stay on the toes of the back foot, and you may be able to start bringing that left leg up. Do what you need to do with the arm. So we've got a hovering half split, and then you can bring that left leg around. You may need to touch the ground for balance, and then you want to place that left knee down next to the right knee. Place your hands down, push your hips up, and we're back in downward facing dog. So let's repeat all that fun on the second side. And then from here we're going to bring that left leg up to the sky, and we're going to bend the knee, shift forward, keeping protraction, shoulder blades down the back, and we're going to bring that left knee to touch that left wrist, and then bring it up into that left tricep and down. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As it stays in the tricep, you're going to pivot to the inside edge of the right foot, extend the right hand up to the sky, and let your left foot shoot out, and you're coming into your starfish pose. So again, arm overhead, up to the sky. Most importantly, the legs are engaged, and you're pushing into that left hand and not letting that shoulder collapse. You're going to pivot onto the heels of both feet, and we're going to lower down, outside edge of left, inside of right, and push back up. There's 1, 2, nice and controlled, 3, 4, last one, 5. And again, you're going to come onto the toes of the right foot, start shifting the weight forward until that back leg gets nice and light, and bring the knee into the chest and step it next to the left hand. So it was a little bit more of a struggle than the first, but we made it. Left knee, right knee outside left knee outside right foot, and then from there we're going to push up and come into our half moon position. Extend through the torso, and then bend into that right knee, place that left foot down, straighten that right leg, and then pivot to the back of the mat. And then straighten the leg, shift forward, coming into that half moon. Open up through the chest, whatever you need to do for balance, and then bring that left foot, right foot outside left. Had it right the first time. Left foot outside right, pop up into half moon, bend the knee. Lots of left and rights today. Very confusing, but I hope you managed to stay with it a little better than I have. Extend forward, half moon, left outside right, lower down, pop back up. Bend into that front knee, place the left foot down, straighten the right leg, and lower down to the back of the mat. Shifting forward, floating up, place it down, and rise back up. Left leg down, straighten, and we're just trying to move through this nice movement. We'll do one more. I lost count with all the legs lefts and rights and all of that. So we'll just add an extra one in if it is. And if it's not, then we're right on track and right where we should be. And that's perfectly fine. Straighten the leg, lower down to the back of the mat. Push back up into your wide-legged position. And again, we're going to take that halfway position. We're going to open the hands out into cactus position, so pull the shoulder blades onto the back this time, and then we're going to rise up, squeezing your glutes and your adductor muscles on the inside of your legs. And there's one. Try to keep that flat back. 2, 3, 4, and last one. 5. I didn't lose count then, which is good. So we spin forward, so both feet are facing forward, and we're just slowly going to lower down onto that left knee. And then from there, we're just going to shift the weight back into that half split position. And if you're feeling stable, you might be able to float that right leg up, bring it up and around, and place it next to the left. And from there, we're going to place the hands down, push the hips up to the sky, coming into our downward facing dog. And we're just simply going to lower the elbows down, bring that nose between the fingertips, push back, and then push into the hands at the same time. Come back to your downward facing dog. So drop the elbows down into your dolphin, shift forward, push back, bring the hands up, elbows up at the same time. There's 2. Lower down, nose to fingers, push back into the hands. There's 3. We're going to lower down to a dolphin, gaze forward, keep the body nice and low, elbows in, shift forward into low plank, push up, high plank, and then roll the body back into the downward facing dog. And then from there, we're just going to lower the knees down. Open up the knees about as wide as your mat. Extend the arms away from you, and then just sink the chest forward, coming into a child's pose. But then from this child's pose, we're actually going to flip the hands so the back of the hands are on the mat and the palms are facing up. And you might get a little bit more of a stretch here through your lats and your triceps, which we utilize today. So it's a nice beneficial child's pose stretch. And from there, twist the palms back around, and we're going to simply stack the right hand on top of the left, and we're just stretching out through that side body. You may want to walk your left hand a little bit further away, and then we'll come over and stack the left hand on top of the right. And from there, I'm just going to come up into a seated position. I'm going to use a block. You don't have to. We'll just sit in a simple cross-leg position. and we're just going to take a forward fold. So have your left leg in front of your right, and again we're going to stretch through the side body, and this is a nice way of getting into that outer glute area as well. So you want to bring your right arm across and place it on top of the left hand, push that right hip down, and then we'll swing over to the other side. Again, this time push the left hip down. So we're still stretching out that side body and hoping to get into that left glute with all that Skandasana, half moon and curtsy squat action we did earlier. And then rise back up to seated. And there it was, a calisthenics yoga flow. So we try to utilize our breath, we try to move with yoga based positions and try to use a yoga flow, at the same time working lots of repetitions to build body weight strength in a calisthenics type of pattern. So enabling you to maybe progress onto more arm balances and things like that. So I hope you've enjoyed it. We have plenty of other workouts of all different styles on the channel, all body weight, all very short and time convenient for when you have them rush days. So thanks for joining me at A Moment to Move, and I look forward to catching you on the next one.